You are sitting on a pile of books and I'm just praying you don't fall over. Hello friends and welcome back to another video. My name is Haley. If you are subscribed, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. We are doing episode 2 of Balance the Bookshelf. So I have written down every book that I have bought versus what I read versus what I DNF'd versus what I've unhauled, and we're just gonna go through and let me show you. It's a lot, but we're gonna get through it. So let's see, can I scoot this back without you falling over? So we started off the month with 349 books on our TBR. Some of those are rereads because they were indie published and I bought the traditional published. I want to reread and annotate them. So that number is not really unread, but it is books that I have not cracked open and read. Anyway, you get the drift. So we started with 349. And we started our month off with a haul. Give Me More by Sarah Kate, and my pre-order of The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings came in, and that brought us to 351. All right, and then we read Keep Me by Sarah Kate, which brought us down to 350. We read Glow of the Everflame, which brought us down to 349. We read Mr. Magic, which brought us down to 348. And then we read American Prince, which brought us down to 347. That brought us to release day of Fearless, which I bought, which brought us back up to 348. I then read How Does It Feel by Janine O'Reilly, which brought us down to 347. And then I got my Aardvark book box. And I got 2 books in there because they were special editions. So I got The Tainted Cup and A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. And this brought us up to 349. And y'all, these are stunning. They are stunning. So I'm very excited to jump into these and see how they are. And then my pre-order of Wildest Dreams by LJ Shin came, and that brought us to 350. Then I read Credence, which brought us down to 349, and I read Fearless, which brought us down to 348. All right, then I have a problem, okay? I know, I have admitted it, I have accepted it, and we're gonna be okay. We got City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. That brought us up to 349. And then my Book of the Month box came in. And we got the Griffin Sisters Greatest Hits, which brought us up to 350. And then I also got Enchantra, which brought us up to 351. And then because I have the audiobook and I wanted to, obviously, I can't just read the audio, I have to have a physical copy. I got 9-month Contract by Amy Dawes, which brought us up to 352. Then I bought Bonded by Thorns, which brought us up to 353. Then I read Under Lock and Key, which brought us down to 352. And then because it's getting a new cover and I absolutely hate the new cover, the only option left was hardback. So that's what I got. I got Fairy Tale by Veronica Lancet, and that brought us up to 353. And then my March Fairy Loot finally came in, and we got Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. This is a beautiful edition. I am so excited for this. We've got foiling on the end pages. I mean, beautiful, beautiful edition. And then you've got the regular cover on the reversible dust jacket. So freaking pretty. I am excited to read this, and this brought us up to 354. And then my pre-order for Wild and Wrangled came in, and this brought us up to 355. And then because I can't just buy the first book in the series, I have to get them all. We have Cities of Souls and Sinners by Kayla Edwards, which brought us up to 356. And then I finished the Plated Prisoner series, and I read Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy. I always want to say Kennedy Ryan. Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy, and this brought us down to 355. Like I said, I can't just buy the first one. I have to buy the whole series. So then I bought City of Lies and Legends, which brought us back up to 356. The next one in that series is going to be purple, and I'm so excited for it. All right, then we read Leather and Lark, which brought us down to $355. We also read Deceit, which brought us down to $354. And then because I just could not contain myself, I bought the second book in that trilogy by Caitlin Taylor, which is Descent, which brought us up to $357. And then because I still have not filmed my Our Fantasy video, I did get a couple books that is on my Our Fantasy bingo board. So we got Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman, and that brought us up to $356. And then because I had FOMO, look how beautiful this is, I got The Never List by Jade Presley, and this brought us up to $357. And then because, once again, if it's a series, I have to buy them all, I got Woven by Gold by Elizabeth Helen, which brought us up to $358. Then I read Descent, which brought us down to $357, and I bought Demise, which is the final book in that trilogy by Caitlin Taylor, which brought us back up to $358. And then because I saw the author say that this cover was going out of print, I bought Metal Slinger by Rachel Snyder, which brought us up to $359. And then I read Demise, which brought us back down to $358. Then I got my April Fairy Loot box, and it was this Monster of Mine, which is beautiful. Look at the foiling. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We have a reverse dust jacket. I believe this is the original cover with a different colorway. Very pretty. I have never heard of this, but I am very much excited for it. And the character art has given me the dark one from, what is that series? It's not Six of Crows. You know what I mean. But anyway, very excited to read this. So this brought us up to $359. And then my pre-order for Emily Henry's new book, Great Big Beautiful Life, came in, and this brought us up to $360. And then I read Eternal Rain by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, and this brought us down to $359. And then I read Kiss of the Basilisk, and this brought us down to $358. And then because the books are so good, I got Forged by Malice, which I have the third one coming in, the fourth one, I mean. I think it comes tomorrow, but Forged by Malice by Elizabeth Helen, which brought us up to $359. And this is going on my May TBR, so we're gonna keep it close to it. And then because I enjoyed that Eternal Rain so much, I got the third book. I already have the second one, Infernal Creatures by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, and this brought us up to $360. I read Bonded by Thorns, and this brought us down to $359. I read A Fate Inked in Blood, which brought us down to $358. I DNF'd Midnight is the Darkest Hour, and I am unhauling this, which brought us down to $357. And then some more pre-orders came in. We got Enigma by Runix, which brought us up to $358. We have Destructively Mine by Krista and Becca Ritchie, which brought us up to $359. And then we have King of Envy, which brought us up to $360. And then I read Woven by Gold, which brought us down to $359. So after all the books we read versus what we bought, we only went up 10, which not bad, not bad. Although the previous month we went up 6, so it's okay. I have a book buying problem. I know that I do, and I am a-okay with that. At least it's not drugs. It's something I enjoy doing. Book buying and book reading are two different hobbies, and I am very good at both of them. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you don't know what to comment me a book stack. That way I know you made it to the very end. If you did make it this far and you saw a book in this video that you're interested in and you want me to read it, let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join my bookish community. It would make my day. And I will see you in my next one.